It may have only been on sale since the start of 2015, but the Mazda CX-3 has already established itself as the default choice for buyers in the market for a city-sized SUV. And there's little wonder. It looks great, it's a good size, the price is right, and Mazda's engineers seem to have somewhat of the Midas touch at the moment. But if you're after a practical city car to suit your active lifestyle, there may be a better option. The Mazda CX-3 we have here is the Max, optioned with red metallic paint and the safety pack. This one's the 6-speed manual, which costs $23,620 plus on-road costs, and it's another $2,000 if you add the 6-speed auto. And this is the new Skoda Fabia wagon. This one's the 81 TSI, which gets a DSG auto for just $21,440. With the optional Pearl Effect paint and premium sports pack, the price rises to $24,540, or just over $1,000 less than the CX-3 with the auto. Skoda is renowned for its clever packaging, and the Fabia wagon is no different. Inside the boot, we've got this handy roller blind, which even if you've got full hands, you can just tap open. There's these plastic bins either side, which you can put wet things in. There's a 12 volt for like running and charging electrical items. And there are these elastic cargo nets, which you can stop your groceries from rolling around. And unlike the CX-3, you can actually fit all this stuff in. However, if you're going to be lugging one of these things around, and to my wife, don't go getting any ideas. You'll definitely want the Mazda because it sits up just a little bit higher than the Skoda does, which means you're not bending over and breaking your back as much, and you don't have to clamber in so deep. There's a couple of other nifty things in here I like too, like these pockets on the side of the seats, which you could put something in. And my favorite is this little bin which sits in the door pocket, which you can just refill with a disposable plastic bag, and you can put gross things like banana peels in there so you don't have to deal with them on your drive. Something slightly more technologically advanced than that is the Skoda's new infotainment system, which is one of the first to market with new Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I'm an iPhone user, so we've got CarPlay here. It makes it really easy to use your phone, messages, to play songs from your iTunes or from podcasts, and you can also use the Maps function for your sat-nav. It is going to use all of your phone data though, so just be careful of that. Now the Mazda may not have quite the same quirky features that the Skoda does, but it does have the most comfortable rear seat. These seats are really soft and cushy, whereas in the Skoda they're a bit flat and firm. Rear seat space is about on par. Neither one's brilliant, but they're both pretty good. Now you've probably heard us rave about Mazda's MZD Connect infotainment system before, but it really is that good. Unlike in the Skoda, there's inbuilt satellite navigation, which means you don't have to burn up all your phone data. And you can also access Pandora internet radio and thumbs up and thumbs down for songs that you like or don't like. You can both use the touchscreen and use the rotary dial down here, which I think is a lot easier when you're on the move. One of the things I love about the CX-3 is just how drivable it is. Now it's got a 2-litre engine under the bonnet, which is almost twice the size of that in the Skoda, and you really notice just how well it picks up off the line. It's very responsive, and that power continues throughout the rev range really. We're in the manual and it shifts nice and smoothly, and the clutch pedal is also nice and communicative. Most people, however, are going to buy the 6-speed automatic, and we know from previous experience that that is a cracker of a transmission. It just is really clever, shifts very intuitively when you're around hills and when you give it a bit of a bootful, and it's also very nice and smooth. Now, as well as having very comfortable seats, the suspension in the CX-3 is also very well sorted. It takes bumps like that really well, just taking the harsh edge off them. Road noise in here is a little bit louder than in the Skoda. Now I gave the engineers a pat on the back before, and I think they've done a really good job of the steering. It's nice and mid-weighted, and it's also nice and direct and progressive. Back in the Skoda, and you instantly notice how much quieter it is over these smooth surfaces. Under the bonnet is a 1.2 litre turbo petrol engine. It has less power and less torque than the Mazda, but through its mid-range, it's probably even punchier.
The steering in the Fabia is lighter than it is in the Mazda, which is a pretty good thing when you're around town and doing things like parking and that. And positively, it's no less direct either. The Fabia doesn't have quite the same ride comfort that the Mazda does, however. It's got big 17-inch alloys and pretty skinny tyres on it, which means it picks up quite a few imperfections in the road, and those bumps that we went over before, it just felt a bit more harshly in here. It's no surprise the Mazda CX-3 sells as well as it does. It's great to drive, it's super comfy. It really doesn't do a lot wrong. However, don't be afraid of the new guy. Yes, it's a wagon and it doesn't quite have the SUV cool factor, but I kind of like that. And with that clever infotainment tech, some quirky interior features, and that massive boot, it might just be perfect for you.